Good morning, evening, afternoon. I'm Cat. Welcome to my channel. Today we are playing Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Previously, I finally jumped through hoops and got Marshall to the stand. The guy we have the bloody fingerprints of. I'm sure he's going to somehow tiptoe around that. So yeah, and I was originally just going to do spooky stuff, but I'm really wanting to solve this case. I've been working on it for a while. And things kept getting in the way. It's like the universe itself is trying to get me to not solve this. Not just the game and the ridiculousness that's happening, but the world. So I will solve it. Let's get started. Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. And that's very loud for me. Found at the scene of the crime. Bloodstained fingerprints. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness explained, the explanation appears valid. Although, there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy is hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Alright, press everything. That's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprints data was never removed from the locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprints lock all this time without ever knowing it. Okay. Marshall's fingerprints found on a bloody handprint on Marshall's own locker. The prints had been wiped. Marshall's fingerprint updated in court record. Well, they just so happened to be the same place, yeah. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Was it mine? It's a mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened the murderer. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, One could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward or me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Fingerprints are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right, although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms, I can't speak, homonyms have to do with this. Because they make you sound clever. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job on occasion. I keep up on the reports. There was a blood stain at the scene thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gunshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah. I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture. This seal of blood in the desert. It's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with the cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad I wasn't in me in that video, right, partner? What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera is panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. Do you guys not get tired of just smacking the desk, podium, whatever you call it? We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. This is all speculation. All we do is speculate. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. He's present? Well, isn't the point that we can't prove it? Alright, I don't even know what to look at the video. This atrocity. And the clock. I'm assuming he stashed the jacket in there, the trench coat. Okay. Show the evidence. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show the incriminating evidence that blah blah blah. Okay, wait. Oh, no, that's fast forward. Let's rewind. B pauses. Bring your attention back to the security camera. We are already doing that. It's redundant. It's a mistake. I'm afraid you'll soon forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. The locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witness's, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Once more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order, order! It was... Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker, now prove it. That you opened that locker? Wait, what? How, that you opened the locker that's your locker? Ooh. It's flashing red, I don't like that. Do I have to show the fact that only the assigned detectives... Do I have to show this? Is this gonna give me hit points? Because I feel like this might be the answer, but I could be completely wrong. Alright, let's do it.
Take that!
Fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier today. The locker can only be opened by the detective they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Order, order, order! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Eating jerky? Olay? Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall hiding? Okay, with the present. I had to click on it and present. Was he hiding? I mean, Meekins just like opened the door and came in, so And he came from this angle. Oh, am I supposed to be choosing who was who? I guess he's the victim. Meekins was the victim.
Take that!
Well, he was standing or who was the victim in the situation, I guess. My brain shut off. I was like, is Meekins the victim? Yeah, Marshall would have been where the victim was in that situation. Officer Marshall was standing right there. Here. Even. There. But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Yes, that's the point. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman, which I'm pretty sure we just talked about. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you who dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. Yeah, but it's Meekins. May I point out... Oh, may I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show him for him to show me his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled out a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why did he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown almost over. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Everything we do is circumstantial evidence. Never stopped us from doing anything. Circumstantial evidence. He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as a victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Press tab! Press tab! Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. And press tab, even if you're playing with a controller. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather, I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. What do you think the locker was opened in the first... Why do you think the locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet, he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. And then after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. I think that was Edward's voice and I just talked like the judge. That's fine. It's okay. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well. Let's take another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness... No, wait. How do I rewind? Okay, no. I was already there. Because I'm assuming the cloth is a jacket. So I'm like, did the jacket get ripped? Aha! There's blood! There's blood on the jacket.
Take that!
For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. Well, we'll see how Marshall is going to react to us calling him out for this. I imagine it's not going to go too well, or he's just going to play it off. But we'll see. And watch, it's not going to be him. It's going to be a whole nother round of doodads or something. I'm going to have to interview Badgie the Badger. Well, until then, see you next time.